T-Rex, you about ready to wake up? The sun is up. We're getting some real positive feedback. Evan Moran on YouTube says, the T-Rex triple hop and charge outdoors while announcing his presence to whoever might bear witness in the backyard is quite simply one of the best things on YouTube. I come for the T-Rex triple and stay for the weather. Thank you, TK. Thank you, T-Rex, for being here every day. And the cats, too. Yeah, it's time to get up. Reporting for duty, triple hop. Hopping down the stairs. Oh boy, I hear another one. Mitt's trying to get in on the action. Mitt, you're not a hopper, but you're handsome. Thanks for giving it a name, Evan. The T-Rex triple hop. Let's see, let's do it, Rex. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, the third one was the best one. He's going right out there looking for that baby bunny that he got yesterday. Second out the door, Mitt. And then there goes Steve. All right, Mitt is not on a line. Please don't disappear on us. And no capturing bunnies while we're recording, okay? It's 7:15 on a bright Thursday morning and a brisk one, too. It's 57 here. Usually we don't get much cooler than the water temperature, which is still near 70. So it is chilly outside in much of New England, and we've got a heavy-duty dew in the grass here on this Thursday, September 4th. And we're seeing a shift in the wind direction. Come down here, I hear some noise. There's Loose. Weymouth Big Dig goes on and on. There was a little trouble yesterday down there, but it looks like they resolved it. And the sun is not in my yard, so all this furniture is cold and wet this morning. The temperatures at about 6 o'clock. This is interesting. Now, in Maine, the temperature and the dew point were 57 to 61 for the most part. And then you move west to New Hampshire and Vermont, and we were in the 40s. And you move south, temperatures and dew points of 45 to 50 in Buzzards Bay area. I didn't check Martha's Vineyard, but I'm sure Martha's Vineyard was probably down around 42. So the leftover high pressure and dry air played a role in radiational cooling last night. Here's the satellite image. The reason that Maine was not as cool, there was an insulating blanket of fog that formed with a little higher dew point in Maine last night. Not sure how that happened. But a high dew point in Maine is good because there's fire danger in the Northeast today, as it has not rained much, and the dew point is going to remain fairly low in the 40s and 50s. And if you look at the national advisories, watches, and warnings, the heat is on in the Northwest. Heat warnings in Washington State. And then it's very windy from Montana to North Dakota, South Dakota. And then it's frosty in the Lake Superior area from Minnesota to Wisconsin. Frost advisories this morning. And you've got a flood watch in southeastern California and Arizona. What else? In New England, that little shade there, the sort of tannish shade, is for, in western New England, critical fire danger today, and elevated fire danger across New England, just some different wording. The air is going to start moving a little stronger today from the south and southwest, so after a very chilly start, many of us are going to get into the 80s, like we did yesterday in a lot of spots. It was 80 degrees, and it was almost feeling like you wanted to turn on the air conditioner in the house, but then the sun went down and it cooled off real fast. So there's Mitt, there's Steve. No capturing of rabbits or, well, I guess a mouse is okay. In the end, more. Steve is going to capture a mouse. Hopefully T-Rex is not in the rabbits. Actually, I should probably go in that direction, shouldn't I? The Manchester, New Hampshire meteogram. The temperature today, it was right about 5 days ago with low 80s for Wednesday, yesterday, and now it still has us just below 80. So I think you can add 2 or 3 degrees anyway to these temperatures today and tomorrow. In Manchester, low 80s, but the dew point, notice the blue line comes down a little bit today from the 50s into the 40s, and then it starts getting more humid tomorrow. So it is going to get more humid and more windy too from the southwest, and the temperature tomorrow near 83, and then I'd say probably about 85 on Saturday. It's going to be windy on Saturday with showers and thunderstorms in western New England. And then it gets much cooler when the front comes through here in eastern New England and Manchester, New Hampshire. Saturday night and Sunday is going to be in the low 70s. How much rain with that front is a moving target? That in a moment. And then look at next week. Back into the 70s with dew points in the 50s almost all week long. And that kind of air from Canada is hurricane repellent.
Talk about that a lot, and it's incredibly quiet in the tropics right now. The National Hurricane Center is tracking one little orange X. Actually, that X is over a cluster of thunderstorms. A tropical wave is meandering westward from off Africa. It's only moving about 7 miles an hour. So it's going to take its time. It's going to be a long-tracked entity that is expected to become Tropical Cyclone Gabrielle in the next 48 hours. And the guidance last night and yesterday was more bullish on it becoming a hurricane and holding together, getting to somewhere near Florida in about 2 weeks. So this is going to be something we have to talk about for 2 weeks. Remember, Aaron at one point was forecast to hit New England from 2 weeks out. It only missed by about 300 miles, so that wasn't really a bad forecast. So let's hope this misses Florida and Puerto Rico by a couple hundred miles. That's going to be something we have to talk about every day going forward. Now today, it's a Thursday, and the rhythm has been beautiful Tuesdays and fronts on Thursday and Friday, and it's been pretty much all year long through the winter. And now there is a front coming at us. Here's the surface map today. And there's high pressure up and down the East Coast, and the reason it's not getting more humid today is because this cool, dry air went all the way down to the southeastern United States. So even though that's where our air is coming from right now, from the southeast United States, that's southwest of us, and it's not humid enough to trigger showers and thunderstorms here yet, and that front is really losing its energy as it comes our way. There's actually going to be a couple of attempts for that front to come by as the upper level trough guiding it has stalled over the Great Lakes states, where I did not see any reports of wintry mix, as some of the guidance may have indicated from a week ago. But that front has been well advertised. It's just, when does it get to New England? Let's go to the short range and use the NAM to see if there's any QPF, any rainfall. Oh wait, I didn't show this one. Cocoraz from yesterday. The NAM, it's so bullish sometimes, and it showed a couple inches of rain possible near Rangeley, and we ended up with less than a half inch, 0.33, although data is sparse here, from New North Portland, Maine. I didn't even know we had one of those. 0.33 from the co-op observer there. So it did rain a little bit in spots yesterday. There was some thunder. Mount Washington picked up about a 0.13. So if you got more than that, I know Stormage up there in Conway Center, New Hampshire, always watching these thunderstorms, and appreciate that. So fewer and further between with these thunderstorms today. Severe Storm Prediction Center says thunderstorms are going to get into New York and then kind of fall apart as they move into Vermont after dark tonight. So there's our severe thunderstorm risk. So it's not in New England. Quite a bit of hail and wind yesterday in Kansas to Mississippi, and so that energy is really far away. And the cold system in the Great Lakes not generating as many damaging thunderstorms, but there will be storms in New York today. And here's the QPF forecast for New England, quantitative precipitation forecast. A drier day, fewer clouds than yesterday, which is, it's been an enigmatic high pressure system all week long, hasn't it? And then the showers hold together until they get to about Vermont, about midnight or so. There they are, and they're falling apart. The QPF, well, not even making it to the Connecticut River. That would be how much rain, and it's less than a half inch for anybody today. And then tomorrow, there's nothing going on. It's still kind of quiet. The front that's kind of coming in here and falling apart will completely fall apart. And then we're waiting for the next pulse coming out of New York on Saturday, and this only goes out to 2 p.m. on Saturday. So at that point, not much has happened. Not much new has happened. Thunderstorms will be just arriving late in the day in western New England on Saturday. So it's going to be windy, and the feel of summer and the look of summer, with temperatures well into the 80s and dew points coming up into the 60s. And now let's look at that using the Euro guidance from Pivotal Weather. And here we go. High pressure has moved off. The front's coming at us. It looks pretty serious, doesn't it? But then thunderstorms come into New England, western New England, and decay. The upper level trough is stalled over the Great Lakes states. That low is not moving east, it's moving north and falling apart. A new low is forming over the Great Lakes, and that's going to have a little bit more of a push in our direction. So here comes a mostly dry Friday, and then there are the storms looking serious, set up for severe weather in western New England on Saturday, with a lot of wind up in the sky and down near the ground, and dew points in the 60s. But those thunderstorms really just fall apart once they get to Interstate 95 late Saturday, and then maybe a few remnant showers and much cooler coming in on Sunday. That's when the front's going to get to the East Coast, but there's not a lot of energy left with it. So low pressure well to the north, high pressure building to the west. It's a 540 thickness to our north, instability, showers, maybe a snowflake on Mount Washington. We've been saying that for some time. Otherwise, that upper trough is going to lift out, and your front to the south is just staying to the south. Amazing how many times we've been teased with something coming at us from the south, but instead we are high and dry through most of next week, with the warmth trying to gradually return. Very dry air, high fire danger once again next week. And then we get to about next Saturday, September 13th is now days 9 and 10. I say that yesterday because this guidance came out last night, so that's when it was 10-day, but now we're in day 1, so it's going to call it 9-day, which is Saturday, September 13th at 2 p.m. And what happened yesterday, we had the 570 wave of warmth going up into central Canada, and now there's a cold front there instead, and the 570 is about 500 miles further south of where the guidance had it yesterday, and there's yet another front coming at us from Canada next Saturday. So we're kind of breaking our streak of nice Saturdays if this comes true. But obviously this is such a moving target, very low confidence. I try and tell you not how to fix it often, but I can say, I'd say we're going to be in pretty good shape next Saturday, and it's low confidence that it's going to be that cold in southeastern Canada, and it's low confidence that that storm to our south is going to be that far south, but confidence is pretty high that it's going to be a nice Saturday on the 13th, if you're wondering about that date, as getting into the high season for a lot of autumn weddings and such. And the hurricane at that point is out near just to the east of the Caribbean, so we're not going to talk about that so much right now. Take a breath, look around, see what's going on. There's Steve, Steve's rock. T-Rex is all tangled up, so that's good because he's going to have to be patient. Can you see him in there? Rex and Mitt. Where do you suppose Mitt went? We're going to go look for Mitt. So yesterday I became, at midnight last night, I became age eligible to collect Social Security. To collect Social Security. Did I get paid to speak for a living for some time? Yes, I did. So you know what that means? Well, let Anson tell you.
Happy birthday, Uncle Tim.
What are you doing there?
Making dominoes.
Domino, okay.
Why, thank you, Anson. I want to play dominoes too. I haven't done that in a long time. Anson Hecking in South Dennis. I've known Anson his whole life. He's only known me for, 4 years, Anson? And this is Mitt. Mitt is the elder statesman of the family. I think Mitt's about 13 or 14. So we've got quite an extensive and more from here on the Big Dig, watching Luce move the rocks around and build a new staging area. And that staging area, likely guessing right there, is going to be for the uphill side. He needs a place to put the excavator, and there was a little trouble with his track yesterday, but they fixed it. They fixed a lot of things, and so we had the backyard going, and then we did some traveling, and place I've never even been, to the most south side of Weymouth, Massachusetts. You know, I grew up in Dennis, and we went to Great Pond, Weymouth Great Pond, and saw some people fishing there. Water level looked low. There's some mysterious depressions in the ground. Maybe you can help me identify. And then we came back, and Doug Kent, who grew up right here in this house, he didn't realize it, but he was on tape. I had a time-lapse rolling when Doug came in, so we got Doug chattering and me and watching the sun go down and the cats, and Steve catching a mouse. But before Steve catches a mouse, how about a little Serenity? Bambi yesterday. Janet saw Bambi on the shore at Lake Winnipesaukee. And I think we're all going to meet at the National Seashore later today. So always fun to go away for a few days and see how the Big Dig changes. All right. So we're all good here. All the animals are in their place, and we're going to try and get this edited out early, and yesterday's weather today, and more. And more on Wednesday. The audience was pleased to see Mitt and Steve back in the program. What a great Wednesday. Blue sky and cirrus clouds. Somehow the grass is somewhat green. I got to admit I watered it some. The bees, loving these flowers. Cilantro. Yeah, it's cilantro. Oh, look at that. Big, full pollen sack. Planted the seeds in the spring. Bought some last year because Janet uses it to make guacamole. And the birds and the bees seem to love it. Oh, the bees anyway. And out back, planes are taking off toward the east, toward the center of the high pressure system, even though these boats are pointed toward the southwest. I think they're going to start coming around a little bit. And you get some bubbling cumulus well north and west of Boston. Here, 4:11 a.m. on our winning Wednesday.
And then he's so curious about us. Usually, right? Like, and I think you're right. Somebody must be, because otherwise he should. Look at him trot away. Trot. Fear's bound, right? He's bounding.
That's interesting. Neighbor just had a bunch of trees cut down. I wonder if they chipped it up. He paid to have it taken away. Is that the return? Did you not pay your bill? I'm kidding. Something's going on. Good job. Midday serenity. Well, glassy water anyway. Tad noisy. Luce is back at the helm, tightening up the revetment. As the water goes down. So all these are going to go back up against the wall. Right? Right. Stability cumulus. Little sea breeze front maybe? Yeah. Play by play. More and more and more. Let's watch him do his magic for a little while. See the boats go by. Maybe see a little bit of sky on the western horizon there. Where'd he go? Well, see you later, Luce. T-Rex back looking for that bunny. Better not find him, Rex. Trying to save the bunnies around here. Trying to figure out the weather too. Neighbor's flag shows a breeze from the east, northeast almost. Good beachgoers. Doesn't seem like after September 1st the best weather is on a weekday and not a weekend. Rex is obsessed. The baby bunny ran out of here this morning. I think it's the same one from last week because it was twice the size as the one from last week. At least the ones that lived. 12:30 update. I can't stop watching the wind shift. Cumulus cloud are getting closer to the ocean. Now these boats are now pointed towards the east-northeast, and these ones are pointed towards the west. Oh, yay. Fickle wind. Always happens on Wednesday, sailboat race day, doesn't it? Whatever happened to those prevailing southwesterlies? Not this year. Oh, Mitt wants to help now. Any excuse to get you in more, Mitt. Purring really loud. Too bad I get Danielle Murr talking loud on the radio in an advertisement. 2 o'clock. All kinds of action. Meeting of the minds right there. Action in the sky with some cumulus over Boston. Thunderstorms have erupted per Stormage in Conway, New Hampshire. He says it's pouring in Bartlett. Storms are lifting to the north. We've got instability cumulus only over the land here near Boston. And we've got a lot of dirt being delivered here at the Weymouth Big Dig. Not sure what's going on here, but we'll keep you informed. And then perfectly clear off the coast to get to the high clouds. Oh, there's one cumulus right there. He's trying to get Jerry to go by. Jerry's not going by because he wants to say goodbye to that old friend. Gracie and Lucy. Jerry spent so much time. How many books did you read on that couch, Jerry? How many books? Like maybe 1,000? Is this melancholy for you? 3 o'clock. The vessels are finally pointed toward the southeast. That would be into the wind. Very light speeds, still very beautiful. And see what's going on down here. Oh, gotta clean out the track, get some mud or stone in the track, and flatten it out, making an elevated spot there, probably to, I would guess, maybe work on the embankment above the wall on the hillside, inland side. Move the stone over there as opposed to trying to drive the equipment on the concourse. That's my guess. There's that drainage system. So probably tweaking the drainage on the other side, making a platform that I'm guessing that they'll just move down laterally as they go along. Around the corner they all have to do the same thing, I guess. I was going to say they were going to probably have a road over there, but I don't think they do. All right, once again, nice sea breeze front. That cirrus hasn't really moved at all, has it? Very little upper level flow right now. September sailboat racing season is here. All right, we shifted gears a little bit here. We're no longer on the Gulf of Weymouth. We're on the Great Pond of Weymouth, where it looks like there used to be something going on around here. A road into the water? What do you know about this place?
It's got low water right now. It's low tide.
Low tide.
There just had to be some sort of a ramp or access. Not a deep ramp.
Oh.
You have fishing.
Oh, I was just yelling. Sorry, I was talking really loud. I probably just scared the fish away.
No, we are.
And I would assume it's fishing. When the pond is full, I'd be standing in about 2 or 3 feet of water right now. I'd like to know the history, but we've got other fish to fry. Let's go watch a sailboat race. It certainly does look vast and very interesting. Okay, my very knowledgeable out-the-door weather and more viewers. What creates these formations, these little round circular depressions? Very symmetrical. Some kind of turtle or something? Or are they man-made for some reason? This is the first time I've ever put my toes here into Great Pond in Weymouth. Get the southwest wind back, finally. Warm. Dashboard thermometer had 82, 83 degrees. All right. Every once in a while, you just gotta stop and get out the door and look around. Find new things every day. Now, let's report back to the Fore River. The Gulf of Weymouth. Well, we know there's snapping. Oh, don't you know? This couch gets tossed into the trash bin, so out in the yard, taking advantage of the late day beauty. Go, Jerry. Here they are, all pacing, waiting for the end of the day. We can go out the door, right? Yeah. Right to the baby bunnies. That's where T-Rex is going. I'm gonna have to hook them up. Sailboats are gathering. Hopefully Luce got his machine off the rocks down here, off the pile of dirt. Good job, glad to see that. Summer, feel, and look continues. Baby bunny last seen in there. Yep. I don't think he's in there anymore. All right, this video is pretty long. Please don't get a bunny. Sailboat race is starting pretty close to 6 o'clock. You see it, Mitt? Right out there. The autumn series. This year it goes into the first week of October is what I read. Well, breaking news. Steve has joined Mitt. All right, I don't want to have to think too much more today. So I think it's time to start just playing some piano music and whatever kind of time lapse we have. I'm not even sure if the Weymouth cam came back. I rebooted it a couple times. Could have some issues. All right, you guys, get a room. All right, Steve and Mitt look like statues now, so let's put this in fast forward and see what goes on as the sun heads for the horizon, and we play some piano music and call it a day with this time lapse and whatever other ones are available. And I was not supposed to think anymore today. Cats catch mice, that's what happens. What do you want to do now? Any chance I can let that thing go? I think I will. Man. Yep. That's what they do. Catch them. Look it. Is it playing dead or is it really dead? It can't be dead. I don't have my gloves with me.
STP 100.7 WZLX. Hey, it's Kenny Young. That iHeartRadio app talkback feature is right for the picking right now. I need your selections before I clock out.
I don't know. Is it playing dead?
You can help me out with that, all right? Remember, top right of your screen is a little red microphone. Just
Well done, Steve. Thanks.
away, Happy. And you can have at it, all right? We listen to all of them. We might even use you on the air here. You give me my next selection in CLX.
It's never over. There's always more and more and more. And Mitt is the most not in a hurry cat in the world. Let's see if he even moves. That was about 5 minutes of time lapse in 10 seconds. Sorry. Seriously, that's it. I'm done. Cricket is chirping very slowly.
Oh, look at this picture. Don't burn yourself, by the way.
Oh my God.
I'm an OPYC.
Yeah.
This is the sunlight on all those windows.
Oh my God.
You could say any night if you ever publish that.
That's
Look at that.
Danny's. Do you want to see where the camera is? Other way. Thanks for the present, Doug. I don't know if you knew it, but it's my birthday.
Oh,
You brought me a present on my birthday.
Today's the day.
Clean bottom. Actually, this is the last sunset before my birthday.
Well, this is birthday Eve.
Thanks.